Hi, my name is Taiji Nelson, Program Manager for the Climate and Rural Systems Partnership with the Carnegie Museum of Natural History. I'm here today in Shenley Park at Panther Hollow Stream to share an idea about a way that you and your family can explore outdoors safely during COVID-19. So there's a lot of life in our streams if you look closely and you're willing to dig around a bit. So to explore, you only need 4 simple tools. An old kitchen strainer, a paintbrush, a cup. If you have a magnifying glass, that makes observing the details much easier. And then also hand sanitizer, which hopefully you all have on hand. So in order to discover the life in our stream, we'll be using first the kitchen strainer. The way you use it is you'll put the strainer in the water so that the water is moving through the strainer, and you'll be moving the dirt and rocks around. Anything that's under those rocks in that dirt will land in your strainer. You're not having to scoop up, you're just letting the water flow through, and the organisms will be left behind in the bottom of your strainer. So even after just a few seconds of searching, you can see there's a ton of life in my kitchen strainer. When you're looking for life in streams, it really pays to look closely. Some of the organisms might be as large as your thumb, but some of them are as small as an eyelash. So when we're removing our organisms from the strainer so we can see them up close and in detail, you want to make sure you're doing it safely so you don't harm the organism. So what you can do is you can wet the end of your paintbrush and then slowly use it to gently swipe out the organisms. And you'll put them into your cup that's full of water. All of the organisms you find play an important role in the stream. Some are predators, some are prey, some are decomposers. They all help cycle energy through the ecosystem. One other thing that makes them important for humans, though, is that they can tell us about the health of our environment. Because they're sensitive to things like pollution and climate change, the organisms living in stream can tell us what changes are happening in our own environment. When you're done exploring the stream, we want to make sure we return all of the organisms back where they came from, and do so that we don't hurt them. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you clean out your strainer really well so we don't take anything home with us. So you can just use the flow of the stream to wash out your strainer and just give it an extra detailed check to make sure that no living things are left behind. You also want to rinse out your cup. You do this gently, making sure that nothing is left behind. And then the last thing is you'll want to turn over any rocks you moved. This is like the roof of their home, and we came here to appreciate them, to explore. We want to make sure we return the stream back as we found it. So any rocks you turned over as you were looking, make sure you gently flip them back into place. And these are all good ways to make sure we're taking care of the organisms we find. There are also important ways that you can take care of yourself. You want to make sure anytime you explore a stream, get your hands muddy or wet, you want to use your hand sanitizer afterwards, just to make sure any bacteria on your hands won't make you sick. Also in Pittsburgh, we have a lot of issues with water quality, so it's best to explore a stream at least a few days when there haven't been a rainstorm. You want to make sure that you have at least 2 or 3 days of no rain before you're going to explore in a stream. So one of the things we know about climate change is that even though most people believe it's happening, know it's serious, and want to do something, they still don't talk about it. One of the ways we can encourage people to talk about climate change is to share the nature we love that would be impacted. All of the living things living in Panther Hollow Stream, living in Shenley Park, will be impacted by climate change. And we need people to connect to that nature. So one way we are encouraging the public to connect with nature, share what they find, while staying safe during social distancing, is to participate in the City Nature Challenge. You can find more information on the Carnegie Museum of Natural History's website and by visiting inaturalist.org. The challenge, which is happening from April 24th to 27th, is a chance for you all to document the nature you see close to home. You don't have to be an expert, you don't have to be able to identify everything. You take a photo, upload it to the app, and scientists from all over the world will help you identify what you're finding. By sharing the nature that we share our cities with each other, we can build community and help protect our planet for the future.